Hey there, Mike here. And after 21 years in business as a coach and a trainer, I know how important it is to not only be able to master your craft as a coach, but also to get what you do out there so that other people can see it too. And in today's world, one of the most effective ways to do just that, to grow your coaching business, is through video. But let's be real. Being on camera and making videos can feel a little intimidating, whether it's not knowing what to say or feeling awkward about how you look on camera, or maybe worrying about messing up. Video can seem like a huge challenge. But the truth is, you can absolutely get comfortable on camera, feel more confident, and use video to grow your business. How do I know that? Well, that was part of my journey too. And over the years, I've worked with so many other coaches, trainers, and also content creators, helping them to get more comfortable and confident promoting what they do, their expertise, by using video. So in today's video, I want to share 5 key strategies that will help you improve your video content, feel more confident and natural when you're on camera, and also begin using video to build and promote your brand. So let's dive in. Now, strategy number 1 is to talk about the tech. Whether you're doing a live webinar or maybe using Zoom or one of the other platforms for a coaching session, or maybe recording a video for your website, the last thing you want to happen is to have a technical hiccup. It'll just ruin your flow. So here are 3 tips to help make sure that that doesn't happen to you. Now, number 1 is to do a practice run. What I mean is, before you hit record or go live, run through everything you're going to do, set up your camera, your mic, your lighting, and then do a test run. Check your sound is clear, your lighting is good, and if everything looks sharp. Now, tip number 2 is to invest in your audio. It's often suggested that whilst video is obviously important, having clear audio is even more important. In fact, I'd go as far as saying it's critical. As an example, you probably watched something at some time where you couldn't quite understand what was being said, and chances are when that happened, you didn't continue watching. Similarly, if someone is watching one of your videos and they can't quite make out what you're saying, chances are they'll click away too. So consider investing in a quality microphone, whether that is a lapel mic that clips to your shirt, or maybe one slightly bigger that sits on a stand a little bit like this one I'm using now. You don't have to break the bank. Mics usually begin at around 20 or 30 pounds or dollars, and really they can make all the difference when you're speaking on video. And the tip number 3 is to familiarize yourself with all the tools you're going to be using. For example, if you're using a smartphone, which I'm using right now for this video, or maybe a DSLR camera, or maybe a webcam, make sure you know how it works before you start recording. Spend some time exploring that platform that you'll be using if you're going live, whether that's in Zoom or maybe Microsoft Teams or Google Meet or any one of the many other platforms, because whilst they all do the same thing, they all do it a little bit differently and have different names for the various buttons, etc. And that way you look relaxed, polished, and professional without any tech-induced stress when you go live or hit record on your video. All right, so that is the tech. Now, strategy number 2 is to consider how you present yourself on camera. Because when you're using video to promote your coaching business or maybe deliver that content, your appearance and also the setup are all part of your brand. So here are 3 things to consider so that you can be sure that you set yourself up to succeed every single time. Number 1, your background, and believe me, it matters. Whatever it is that might be behind you is just as important as what's in front of the camera too. So choose a clean, uncluttered background. It doesn't need to be a fancy studio. It can be your office or maybe your home, as I'm using right now, but just make sure that it's tidy and free from distractions. And that includes any books or photos that may be behind you too. Make sure that you'd be happy for whoever's watching your video to zoom in and see whatever it is that is there Years ago, I had an email from someone who'd been watching one of my videos asking me about Harry Potter books because they saw them on my shelf behind me. And so just make sure that whatever is in view, is in camera shot for you, is on brand and it supports your personality. You might see there's a Beatles, a Sgt. Pepper framed album on the wall behind me too. That tells you that I'm a huge fan. Next up is to make sure you're well lit, because good lighting can make all the difference in how you look on camera. You can use a natural light, so if you're having a reasonably bright and sunny day outside and have that light shining through a nearby window, that's great. But if that's not an option for you, get yourself a ring light or an LED panel or some other light source that brightens your face, because good lighting will help you come across as vibrant and professional when you're speaking live or maybe recording content on camera too. And if you want some more ideas about lighting and how to set up the lights that you have or want, let me know in the comments box and I'll make sure that I make some more video content about that too. Third up is to dress for the part. Now, I know this might sound a little obvious, but it really is that important. And I'm not just talking about looking smart or businessy whilst you're on camera, but really making sure that you feel comfortable and that you're wearing something that makes you feel confident too. Because chances are, if you look good, you'll feel good. And if you're feeling good, you'll also feel more confident. And I think that confidence will shine through in your videos too. So remember, you're the face of your brand, so wear something that represents you, your personality, and your business well. All right, next up, strategy number 3, organization. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I see people make is trying to wing it when they're on video. And I get it. Creating quality content can take time and effort. Even if that means that you're just setting up to go live, it still takes time. And I've done my fair share of winging it too, which is why nowadays I spend time organizing everything, even before a webinar or a coaching call or making a video like this. Trust me, even the most seasoned speakers and professionals need some structure. So here's what I think you should do to organize. Decide whether you're going to be using a script or working from bullet points. Personally, I do both, depending on the video or the call or what the project is about. But what it means essentially is that you don't have to remember every single last word. What a relief that is. Having a script or bullet points or maybe an outline will also help you stay focused, which if you're recording content, I promise it will also speed things up when it comes to the editing part of the process too. So write down your key points or maybe create a simple flow to follow. This will make your videos smoother, more engaging for people to watch, and easier and more enjoyable for you to record too. Now, the second organizational tip is to keep your notes in front of you. I know this might sound obvious, but the amount of times I've been working with a client and they mention that they don't usually have their notes to hand, or maybe they're out of reach on a bookshelf, or maybe tucked away in a drawer somewhere. Believe me, when you're doing live video, or maybe even recording something like this, make sure your notes are easily accessible. Every newsreader, presenter, and reporter you have ever seen on the TV or on the news has their notes to hand whilst they're speaking. Why? Well, because it works. And of course, it also allows them to glance down and look at the notes while they're speaking or taking a breath, just to collect their thoughts and continue their flow. So in a nutshell, notes help you stay on track. And then finally, when we're talking about organization, know your audience. What I mean is, whether you're recording a YouTube video or maybe a coaching call or delivering a webinar, be mindful about who's watching it. What do they need to know? How can you best serve them with the tools that you have, and then tailor your content to best deliver and serve them every time? Okay, now strategy number 4, and this is the big one that holds so many people up, including coaches, from ever making great video to grow their business, sign more clients, and share their expertise online. And that is confidence, and particular confidence on camera. Now, I'll just admit up front that it's normal to feel a little awkward at first, as Some of you may know I grew up with a stutter and I was the shyest kid on the block. I had no confidence at all. So for me, speaking on camera was a skill I had to learn too. And if I can learn it, I promise you, you can too. So here are 3 tips to get you feeling more comfortable and more confident when you're on camera. First, practice, practice, practice. Now, if you've watched any of my video content, or maybe we worked together at some point in the past, you'll know this is one of my important areas. It's the most important area, practice. Simply put, the more you practice your setting up, your speaking, your delivery, the better you'll get and the more confident you'll get when you are speaking to camera. So how can you do that? Well, just practice a little bit every day, record every day, look back at the video every day. I know looking back and reviewing what you recorded every day can be a bit of a challenge, but just get used to it and then tweak it and evolve it and improve it as you go along. Secondly, focus on your message. Now, one of the best ways to reduce any nervousness you might have when you're speaking on camera is to remember it's not all about you, but about the value you're providing for whoever is looking and listening to you on their screen. So focus on helping your audience. Keep it about them and the nerves will melt away. And then thirdly, embrace imperfection. And I know I can hear some of you perfectionists out there saying, no, please don't talk about that, Mike, but it's true. You don't have to be perfect to be effective. If you stumble over a few words or maybe lose your place or have a blank now and again, own it, smile and move on. Authenticity goes a long way and your audience will appreciate that you're human. And that goes even further when you're delivering your content and promoting your business. Okay, so we have covered quite a lot of ground here. We've talked about the 4 main strategies for how you can be more comfortable when you're making video. So now let's talk about the 5th and final one, why video can be such a game changer when you want to promote and grow your business. Now, firstly, it can help you connect with your audience on a deeper and more personal level. Video obviously allows your audience to see you and to hear your voice and also to get a sense of who you are, your personality. And this builds trust so much faster than written content ever could. Secondly, it also allows you to showcase your expertise, whether you share tips or behind the scenes content like this, or maybe deliver webinars or online training sessions, or maybe run coaching calls. Video is an amazing way to demonstrate your skill, your competency, and your expertise as a coach. And by consistently providing value through video, you'll position yourself as an expert in your niche. Next, it'll help to expand your reach. Platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook prioritize videos over written posts. So if you want to reach more people and get more eyeballs on your coaching business, video is indeed the way to go. And then finally, video will help you increase your engagement. That's because video tends to get more shares, comments, likes, views than static posts. Plus, the more engagement you get, the more algorithms will push your content. And the more they push your content, the more views you get and the potential clients get to see who you are too. Okay, so just before we wrap up this video, I want to share a quick story about a coach I recently worked with. Now, when we began working together, they were feeling pretty overwhelmed and stuck with the kind of video content and how they appeared on camera. But after a few coaching sessions where they focused on their message, the tech, and also their delivery, they saw an incredible shift in how they felt more confident when they were making video. So remember, every video is an opportunity to connect with your audience and show them who you are, what you do, and what you're about. All right, coaches, that's it for this video. I hope these ideas and tips have helped and they help you feel more confident and assured when you are on camera, when you're making video. And I hope they inspire you to start using more video to grow your business online too. Remember, it's not about being perfect, but rather being authentic, providing value, and showing up for your audience. And if you found this video helpful, remember to smash that like button, subscribe, and also hit the bell icon so you can get to know next time I upload another video just like this. If you have any comments or questions, or you'd like me to make a video in more depth about something I've mentioned in this one today, just let me know. Leave a comment in that chat box just below this video. Until next time, be healthy, live well, and go out there and make your difference every single day. Until we meet next time, take care.